with the SharePoint. And again, this is getting started with Pinterest. This is a high-level overview of Pinterest. There are many things I will say that you can do with Pinterest. Even if you're a business, you can use it for business purposes. You can get just a personal account. You can even get a business account, which, by the way, doesn't cost you anything. But we're just going to look at kind of the high level, what it is, and a little bit about how to use it. Hey, Rebecca, glad to see you here in the class. So this will kind of be the objectives for today. We're going to talk a little bit about actually what Pinterest is and what all you can use it for. There's an endless number of things you can use it for, actually. I'm going to walk you through creating an account. We'll actually create an account and start saving some pins. We'll talk about the home feed. And then we'll talk about saving pins and creating boards so that you can organize those pins that you save. Think of Pinterest as a big bulletin board, and you're saving pictures to the bulletin board. You can save a bunch and just put them all over your bulletin board anywhere you want and stick them up there anywhere, or you can kind of organize them. Maybe have a section on your bulletin board for family pictures and pet pictures and things like that. You can do that with Pinterest also. So that being our objectives, just a little bit of a knowledge check here. Anybody already using Pinterest? Rebecca, how long have you been using it?
Oh, gee, for years now, but I'm not active, and I have used it only to get ideas for what colors I want to paint my house.
Right. I get it. Yeah, I think most people, that's what they use it for, is to get ideas. It's an excellent source for getting ideas for anything, from maybe you want to decorate for a baby shower, or looking for baby shower gifts, or maybe you're looking for crafting things, or just there's no end to the number of topics of things that are actually out there on Pinterest. So I also use it to get ideas. That's a basic way that I use it. And I'm still learning a lot about Pinterest. It can be used for so many things. And I, by no means am I the expert on it, but I've kind of got the basics down, thanks to being able to teach some of these classes. So what is Pinterest? And actually, it's a visual discovery engine. It's basically got pictures everywhere on it, like recipes or home style, colors to paint your house or whatever, inspiration, things like that. It's referred to as a social media site. There's sort of, I'll say, a feed on there of all of your different category pins and things like that. And as I mentioned a while ago, you can also use Pinterest to advertise your businesses. And it doesn't cost anything. You can actually get a business account when you sign up. And it has some extra tools that you can use for your business purposes, which again, doesn't cost anything. So it's very helpful if you have a business and you're looking to maybe get your things out there on the web for people to see. A lot of the pins actually have a link on them where you can go to the site of the business that you can see that image on. And you can actually do shopping from Pinterest too. A lot of these things that are from businesses, you can click on the link and it will take you to their shop where you can actually purchase some of the ideas that you're seeing the pictures of. So how do you use Pinterest? Basically, you can use it any way you want. Mostly you're going through and looking at a lot of pictures based off of some basic categories that you set up when you create your account. And you can get as crazy with your pins as you want. You can actually share these pins with your friends. If you want to actually create a pin, maybe you're starting a cake decorating business, and you can take pictures of your cakes and upload them to Pinterest and create pins with your own pictures. And then you can share these pictures with some of your friends to show them what your cakes are, what they look like, and what you're going to be doing with them. You can also have people collaborate on boards that you build. And I think that's that's a little more advanced. I don't know a whole lot about it, but an example of having someone collaborate with you would be maybe someone's getting married and maybe they're looking for some different things to prepare for their wedding. They could create a site and maybe have people send in pins, collaborate on that board and send in pins of pictures of things that maybe the person might want to use at their wedding, maybe favors for the table, maybe types of food, maybe people to get cakes from, things like that. So you can share any pins that you create. And if you create a board to put all of your pins on, you can share it with others, or you can keep it private if you'd like. Normally I keep mine private, and I have read that if you do share your pins, or I'm sorry, one of your boards with someone, it should be people that you know and trust, especially if your pins are connected to a website. So any questions so far on what we've talked about? Okay. This is just a little slide on browsing your home feed, and a little bit about pins. Pins, basically, you're bookmarking a picture that you decide that you like, and your home feed is where you can just scroll through and look at all the different pins that they suggest for you to look at based on what your interests are. And as I said, when you set up your account, you actually indicate what the top 5 interests that you have are. And then you can save these, save all of these pins, and it saves it to your profile on Pinterest. Once you get all your pins saved to a profile, then you can start creating different boards and have different boards to put all of these basic pins on, so that you can keep them kind of organized. You could imagine how confusing it would be if you had maybe 100 different pins saved, everything from colors to decorate your house with, to animals, to things to make for your pets, to gardening, to, you could imagine how busy your profile would be. So that's what boards come in. That's where they come in handy, is because you can actually organize all of your pins. You can choose to follow certain boards and people. If there's some people that have products or items or ideas that you like, you can follow them. And anytime that person puts up a new post, or rather a new pin, you can actually get notifications, and you'll see that, where you can follow all the new ideas that they come out with. You can also do a search for different pins based on whatever you're searching for. Maybe you want to make woodwork or recycled woodworking projects. You can do a search on any topic that you want, and it'll pull up ideas of pins that are out there based on your search. And as I said earlier, some of the pins actually have videos that you can click through and go watch a video on how to make something right there on the home feed. Okay. So creating a pin, if you create a pin, you basically upload a picture from your computer, and maybe it's a picture of something that you've made, and you just upload it from your computer or your mobile device, and you save it, and then you post it to your account on Pinterest. You can also create images from pictures that you find online, and you can add titles to these, you can add descriptions, whatever you want, and attach it to a website if you have a website you'd like to send people to. And as I said several times, creating boards are basically how you organize all of your pins while you're out there on the site. Your profile is basically, as I said earlier, it's where all of your pins are saved until you decide to organize them on boards. And your profile is created, of course, when you set up your account. And so any pins that you go in and save, they're always going to be under your profile. There is I'll say a board called your profile, and every pin you ever save because you like it is going to be under your profile board. And so it's going to be a huge board, but you can also create individual boards to organize them, as we talked about earlier. Okay, I know this sounds kind of confusing. So let's go out and jump on the website and take a look at creating your account. And I will say, Pinterest, you can't really do anything with Pinterest unless you create an account. You can scroll through things that come up when you, this is Pinterest.com right here. And you can scroll through different things that happen to come up on it. These are just generic things that come up on the site when you go to Pinterest.com. As you see up here, you can find out more about Pinterest. If you're interested in using for your business, you can click here. There is also a blog that you can click on about Pinterest. Let's take a look at that real quick. So these are some of the latest things that are coming out, different things you can do with Pinterest, kind of like the latest and greatest, kind of like press releases or whatever on Pinterest. And I've not really even perused through all of these, but as you can see, there's tons of them here that you can look through. Here's one, Pinterest support for Ukraine. That would be interesting to see what they have in there. All righty, let me get back here to the main page and close that out. So here we are on Pinterest.com and we want to create our account. So all we have to do is go up here to the sign up and click on sign up. It's going to ask you for an email address. I'm going to put one in. And I'll create a password. It's going to ask you age. And the reason for this is they would like for you to be 13 or above in order to have a Pinterest account. They used to ask, I think at one point they asked birth date, but we'll just put in an age. You can put in any age you want, just as long as you're over 13. And if you want to sign in, one of the easy ways, like continue with Facebook, it uses your Facebook login, or Google, it'll use your Google login, whatever you prefer to do. It's very easy to sign in with Google maybe, or something like that. But you click continue. And the next thing you're going to get is, and this is creates a name based off of what my email address was, and you're going to be asked to answer a few questions to help them find right ideas about what you like to suggest for you, so that you'll see those ideas on your home page. So you fill in the little couple of questions, pick your language, country that you're from, and now you get to the page where you scroll through and tell us what you're interested in. And you can pick, I think they pick 5 or more. Let's go in and pick 5. So we'll scroll through here. Let's say do it yourself crafts. That'll be one category we're interested in. Let's see here. Maybe quotes. Maybe we might want to look for quotes. Let's see, life hacks. That might be another good one. Things to make life easier. Let's see what else we might find here. Healthy recipes. Let's click on healthy recipes. And maybe one more. Maybe we're into astrology. Let's just pick astrology. And wants us to get one more. So let's see. How about garden projects? So once you've picked out at least 5 different things that you like, you click on done. And then this talks about just about the app, which we'll talk about later. So now it's going through and it's coming up with all the different things that it's going to suggest for you. And now each and every time that you go into Pinterest and log in, you'll see things that are on here, all these pins based off of those 5 topics that we just talked about. Now you may see some other things in your feed, in your home feed, that basically doesn't really have anything to do with anything you picked, but they may be ads. People will pay to put ads on the pages sometimes. So here's everything you're looking at here. These are called pins. Okay, these are all pins, and you can save any one of them that you want by simply hovering over it and clicking on save. And we'll do that in just a minute to show you how all of that works. What I want to do right now is go right up here to the top and explain what these little 3 things are. This is kind of a notification. If Pinterest sends you anything, right here would be updates or interesting things about the site. And it would have a little number up on top of it, kind of like if you have email messages or whatever. These are messages right here where you can share ideas with your friends, and you can text back and forth or email back and forth through here. And then right here is where this is actually your profile. And it's going to be a little circle with like the first initial of whatever your name is. And you can put a picture in here if you want, by simply going in and click on edit profile. And then you can see where it says photo and change it right here. If you click on change, it will ask you to go to your pictures and find something to put there. And this is a new computer. I don't really have any pictures there. I'll just pick this sunset. And so it'll change my picture to a sunset here in just a moment. Here we go. So now I've just changed my profile picture. And as you see, here's my profile picture right up here now. So earlier when I said everything is saved to your profile, that's where you'd find pins. This would be your profile where your picture is, and any pin that you save is going to show up in your profile. So let's see, off of some of the suggestions that they're giving us here, let's find something. This looks like a good recipe here. Let's say I want to save it. Okay, I just want to save this. If I click on save, it's going to automatically save it to my profile. It says saving. Now it's saved. It'll pop up here, said save it to profile. And so if I go back up top here, click on my profile, there we go. There's my very first pin that I've saved. Okay, I've saved it to a profile there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to home up here. Let's find another one we might want to save. Let's see here. Let's see. There's so many things that you can pick from. Let's see if we can find a saying. Here's a saying. We'll just save this one. I'll click on save here and this little saying, and it's saving it to the profile. And again, if I go back up to my profile picture that I added, here's both of my pins. Okay. Now then, going back and looking at pins, I just want to explain a little bit about the pins. As you scroll over some of these, you can see sometimes in the bottom here, there's something that looks like this. This is actually a link to a website that would tell you more about this. Right here, this is another website, and you can click on these websites. Some of them don't have it. You can click on these websites and go visit. This is something that someone that sells things off of Etsy. A lot of people that have Etsy accounts use Pinterest. So let's say we like this saying, and so let's go see what the website has to say. They may have some things for sale. So this will actually take you to Etsy, to this person's website. And these are some of the things that they have here. And a lot of times, these websites actually have things that you can purchase. Let me go back to where I was. Let's see. Let me see if there's any other. Okay, this looks like it may very well be something for a do-it-yourself craft. Let's take a look at this website. I'm going to click on this website right here. And let's see if you can come do any shopping here. Paint, sew, glue, chew. It looks cute. So here's some recipes. They offered web design services. This is a whole business website out here. Okay. So I'm going to go close that out and go back. Here is a pin that actually you can see there's a video going here, and it's actually showing you how to make something here. So if you were to just click on it,
slice of bread.
Here we go.
Then we're just going to let the.
Wait 1 second. I forgot to share my sound with you. Let me go back and do a share screen here with sound.
Nice and toasty, flip it, let the other side get nice and golden, and then we're going to slice it up. Super easy, super delicious, and just wait until you see the inside. Woo!
So that pin actually showed you how to make that right there simply by clicking on the image. I didn't click save or anything else. I just clicked on the image, and it shows you how to make that sandwich. So that's kind of a cool thing too. Okay. So looking at the pins again, as we hover over this one, this is a little image here. This means that you can share it with somebody. If you see this and maybe you're in a crafters club or something and you want to send it maybe to one of your friends, all you have to do is click that little up arrow And now you can send it via WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. You can post it on Twitter. You can email it to somebody. If you want to copy the link to put in an email or a blog you're writing, you can copy the link. If you put in email right down here, then it will go ahead and you can actually send this one to somebody if that's what you want to do. Send it to your crafting friends or something like that. Okay, so that's what the little arrow here does. These little 3 dots right here, you know, the little 3 dots usually means that there's more to something. So if you click on those, you actually have some other options here. You can download the image to your computer and save it on your computer if you want. If you think something has been posted inappropriately, you can actually report a pin. Now, I've never seen anything that was inappropriate that was posted on Pinterest, but evidently there must be occasionally some things. And so you can report a pin right here. If it's a pin and maybe you don't ever need to see it again, you can hide it. You can click here and it won't ever come back up again. If you don't want to see pins, this particular pin was the person's account name is Quick Saves. If you don't want to see anything from Quick Saves, you can click on that and it will do away with it. So we won't show you pins inspired by your board Quick Saves anymore. And then it shows up where you can tune your feed. Now, I know this is kind of complicated, where you can tune your home feed. You can turn off, maybe you decide you don't want recipes anymore. You can turn off the recipes. These are the 5 things that we picked to begin with. Okay, and you can turn any of them off if you want. You can turn this one back on. This was the one that we just turned off. We can turn it back on. So you never totally lose it. You can toggle it on and off. So I'm going to go back to the home feed. And let's say we want to find something that is off the wall. Let's say we want to look at baby shower ideas. You can go up to the top to the search and type in baby shower ideas. Okay, baby shower ideas, just in general, it pulls up. Look at all the different choices you have here for baby shower ideas. Let's say baby shower ideas for girls. So I'm going to search for that. Okay, look at all of the stuff that comes up here. There's just no end to the things that comes up here. It's really kind of cool. So let's say we find a couple of things that we might want to do or look at. Maybe let's see. Let's say we like this one here. I'm going to click save it. Okay, so I'm going to go click save and it saved it to my profile. Okay, and let's find a couple more just because these are cute. And actually, this looks like it might actually have a website where you can go order them. So this one has a website attached to it. I'm going to go take a look at the website. Let's see what their website looks like. Maybe it has recipes, maybe it has ideas. Here comes a video that it's going to play. How cute, all these little ideas. Okay, so that one took us to that website, and evidently it looks like they're affiliated with St. Jude's, or maybe they donate a lot to St. Jude or something like that. Let me go back off of that and go back in here. Now then, all of these pins that we saved, remember, saved to our profile. So let's go up here and take a look and see what's in our profile. Okay, so we've got 3. Let me go back and add a few more different pins so we can see. Let me actually find some from some different categories. I'm going to go back into search and find some pins on woodworking. Sorry, I didn't mean to click on the whole thing. So let's save this one, and it's saving it to our profile. Let's see here. Let's save this one. Okay. Now let's go back up to, and find search again. And let's say I want to find some things on cats, maybe cat, let's say cat perches. I'm not sure what they're called. And let's save some of those. This is cute. Again, I wanted to show you, let's take a look at this website right here and go into it. So this one, actually, you can purchase the pin that we just saw. You can purchase it. So this is a website that actually took you to something where you actually can purchase something. You can zoom in on the image and everything, see how it's made. And if you want to purchase it, you can purchase it right here off the site. Okay. So that was a website that actually took you to their store where you could actually purchase something. So I'm going to save that pin. I'm going to click on it. It's going to save it to my profile. And I'll find one more. Let's save this one. This is cute. This is, again, is a website, which I'm sure will take you to where you could purchase it if you wanted. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Okay, saved a profile. So now we have a ton of different pins in our profile. I'll go back to the profile. Look at all the things we have now. You can see how crazy your pins would be after a while, after collecting all kinds of different things. We have things on cats here. We have some woodworking things for baby shower, things for sayings, and some things for food here. So what I'd like to do now is to show you how to create a board. Let's say we want to categorize them, and that's where you would actually create your board. So to start off with, and this tells you here, organize your saved ideas to create a board. So let me stop before we do boards. Are there any questions about pins and how you find them and the things like that about your pins when you hover over them, all the information that you see? Go ahead, Rebecca. Oh, you're muted, Rebecca. There we go.
Yeah, thanks. My questions aren't directly related to that, but it's things you've covered so far. So one is, when I Google my name, I can find my Pinterest board on just Googling my name, and I don't want that out there in the world. So when you've talked about making it private, if I made it private, would that take it off Google?
If you made your boards, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's kind of two different things. If you make your board private, it means other people couldn't see anything that are on your boards. I'm not sure why your Pinterest stuff comes up on Google, when you Google it. But making it, when I mentioned something earlier about your boards being private, you can create things, and then other people that are on Pinterest will never see anything that you create yourself. You can save it to public or private. So now I don't know about the Google thing. Yeah.
I'll follow up on that myself. Thank you. Two other questions. One is, what if I want to target a particular group, like high school teachers? Does Pinterest have a function for that?
Not that I'm aware of. There would be topics. You know what? Let's try something real quick, Rebecca. Let's just do like a search. Let's see. Let's do a search and put in like high school teachers.
Let's do high school social studies teachers.
All right. Oops. And let's see. Here we go. So bulletin board ideas for high school social studies. Well, it looks like maybe, you may get ideas or something, but you're looking for the actual group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's just do bulletin board ideas for, I don't want bulletin board ideas. I just want to put in, let's get this off. Well, can't type today. So if we just look for this, that's what it's going to pull up. It's just going to pull up ideas for the teachers. It's not, there's that I know of, Pinterest doesn't have groups in it. But now I will say this, if you do know of someone, that I might could do a little more digging on that, because you can follow certain people. And the thing about it, Rebecca, some of these people may very well be teachers. I would guess that some of them are. So if you maybe find some that you like that are put up by a certain person and start following that person, that would be how you could hook up with a teacher for sure. So let's just click on this pin and see what it shows here. Lots of good stuff here. I'm guessing that if you followed, let's see, if I want to follow this person. So here we go. The person's name is Corey Odell, I guess. And if I followed that person, then I could message them back and forth and talk to them. So I think that would probably be a good way to find them. Okay, give that a
Excellent,
try. Hope that
excellent.
helps. Yeah.
I'm sure it will. One last question. What if I want to use a pseudonym? Like I want to call myself the Legal Beagle. Nobody
you
cares what I call myself on this thing, do they?
No, what you need to do though, because if you noticed when I created, it didn't give me an opportunity to name myself anywhere. It took it from my email. I would create like some type of a legal beagle something at gmail.com. And then it would, because I'm sure people do that on here. Yeah, that would probably be the way to do it.
Thank you. Very helpful.
Uh-huh. And another thing you can do if you play around with this, you can delete you can have several accounts actually on Pinterest, and you can delete them anytime you want. And you can use these email, because here's what I do when I teach. I go in and create an account just like I did today. And I usually teach this maybe once a month. I'll go in, and when I'm done with the class, I delete it. And then 2 weeks later, after 2 weeks, it's gone. And I can use that same email address again and create another account with it.
And
So
how
that,
do
I don't know if that'll,
can I go in and clear pins that I put into a board?
you sure
Say I
can.
want to prune it down, get it
You
from
sure
20
can.
down to 10.
You sure can. So let's go up and talk about creating boards, and then we'll throw some things in a board, and then we'll go back and try and delete some of the things that are in it. So I'm going to go up to my profile, and I'm going to create a board. Okay, so I click on create a board. Let's say we're going to create one for cats. Okay, I want to call it cats. I click on create board, and let's see here. This is one that I want to use, so I'm going to go to next. And Pinterest changes a lot. This has changed since the last time that I actually taught it. So I'm going to put this one in here. I'm going to call it cats. Okay, and right here, Rebecca, is where you keep this board secret. I'm going to turn it on. Only you and anybody I invite to see it can see it. Okay, I'm going to create it. There we go. So there's my first board, and this pin is in it. All righty. So let's say, and it also will give you some other suggestions that are similar. So I'm going to go back up here to my profile, and I've got, if I click right here, these are all of my pins, all of them, including this one. And this is what shows up if you click profile. Right now, I've got one here in that one bulletin board. I'm going to open up all of my pins here. And what I want to do is I want to save this one. Sorry, it automatically defaulted to profile. I want to actually open this one up and see if this is where I can actually save it. Let's see here. I believe here I can supposed to be able to move it into another board. Let's see here. Edit pin. Let's see if that does it. No, that's not where you do it. Maybe I have to be in that board. I'm not sure. Let me go back here one. Personal boards. Okay. Can't remember how to get this one into the other folder. Let's go ahead and create a couple of other boards first. Let's create one for woodworking while we're doing it. Let's see here. And to create it, actually, if I click on right up here on my profile again, and then open up a pin, whatever pin I want, I believe. And I was just playing with this earlier. Okay, here we go. Right here, if I click save, it's going to save it to profile. But if I click the little arrow beside it, it will show me the boards that I have. I want to create a board, or actually this is suggesting creating a board calling Baby Shower Girl, do it yourself. I'm going to create that board, and it's going to move it to that one. If I do create, now I have created a board that's called Baby Shower Girl, do it yourself. Okay, I'm going to go back into profile and pull up all my pins. I'm going to open them all up again. Let's save this one into a board. Let's click on it. And go to the 3 dots, which of course always means more. And that's not what it, profile, here we go. I'm sorry. just can't, there's so much to it. I have trouble remembering where to go. Okay, so I want to save this one and create another board. I don't want it in profile anymore. I want it in a board called signs. I'll just call it signs. So we can go down here, create a board again, and we'll call it, let's call it inspirational signs. Okay, so I'm keeping it secret, and I create that board. And then I've got that board created. I'm going to go back to my profile, and here's my boards right here. I've got 3 boards so far set up. But as you can see, these are all still in my all pins or my profile. So you'll never lose them, even if you delete them or do something like that with them. Okay, and then this one, we'll click on it, go to profile, and change it to a category, a new board. We'll call it healthy foods. Kept it secret. Now we have a healthy food board. Alrighty, so going back, I still need to remember how to get all of these into the different, let's see, the pencil does it. No. Well, this is one way, and looking at this, Rebecca, this is one way that you can actually delete your pins. If you go in, let's see, let me go back just a second, I'm sorry. Okay, so here's my boards. Let's say I don't want this one in my board anymore. If I click on it and open it up, it gives me options. Let's see here. With the pencil option here, I believe is it, let's see, yes. If you click on the pencil option to edit it, then you can delete it if you want. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Are you sure? You can't undo it. Yes, I'm deleting it. Now, I still have the board, but I just don't have any pins in it because I deleted the only one I had in there. I'm going to go back in here to my profile to see if it's still out there somewhere. And looks like it's still here, so I could actually go up. Let's see if I can move it. Nope, that's just for delete. Let's see. Not sure why it's still showing if I just deleted it. There. I'm not sure. Okay. All right, before I confuse you further, are there any other questions? Let's see. Let's see if I can remember how, okay, here's unorganized. Oh, here we go. Always forget to scroll down. So here's unorganized ideas. In other words, these are some ideas that aren't really in a folder yet. So if I want one of these to be put into a folder, let's see if we can figure out how to do that now. If we want to move it to a folder, I'm going to click on the pencil. Nope, it's not giving me the option to move it to a folder. Let's see if it will let me. Here we go. I can drag it, I believe. Let's see. Well, nope, that didn't do it either. Well, please forgive me. I can't remember how to move all of these on over to the board that we've created now. Let's see here, organize. Move, delete, that wasn't it either. Okay, I'm sorry, I got us stuck here. These little icons over here, if you click on these, I believe this is an option. This has to do with your default folders, I think, if you save pins. Let me go back and show you now that we have some boards created. If I go back into home and based off of some of these things that we might want to save, let's say we want to save this one to our healthy recipes. If I click on save, it used to give me an option here to tell me what board I wanted to save it to. And I'm not seeing that option now. It looks like they've changed it again. I'm going to go ahead and save it. Okay, down here it says save to profile. Here we go. So if I want to change where I'm saving it to, I can click right here on change and it will let me change. It should let me change. That's not even the picture I saved. I'm not sure why that came up. Maybe it's my computer hung up. Yeah, it looks like I'm frozen here. Oops. Not sure if you can still hear me, but my Zoom froze up.
We can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go out of, this and come back into the Zoom meeting. So hang tight because I'm gonna come back into the Zoom meeting again. Let me see if I can get out of it. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, are y'all with me now looking at the pins?
It just says that you've started screen sharing. There, now we're back at the pins.
Okay, good. Okay. And okay. So let's try this again. Something hung up on that one, I believe. Let's save this one, and it's going to automatically save it to profile, but we're going to try to edit it again. That's where it got hung up. So it saved it to profile, and I want to change it. I want to change it to my healthy foods. It went away. I didn't act quick enough. So I'm going to save it one more time. Well, it's already saved. Let's find a new one. Let's save this one here. When I click on save, it says save to profile. I'm going to click change and change it. Now it pulls up all of my boards that I have, and I can pick which one I want to save it to. So right here, healthy foods. And now when I go up here, in healthy foods, if I open up my board on healthy foods, it shows I have 2 pins in there. And there's the pin I just saved to healthy foods. Okay, so I'm going to go back out and save another one and show you. As I mentioned before, used to when you saved here, it would have a little down arrow and it would say profile, and you could click on that and then it would show all of the boards you had. So now they've changed it to where you click save, and if you don't want it to go just to your profile, you want to go ahead and you know what category you want it to go to. Click saving, then go down here and change because it's saving it automatically to profile, and you tell it where you want it to go. I want it to go to healthy foods. So now I've moved it to healthy foods. Okay. Let me see what I've missed in the chat room here. If there's any questions here that I have in here. Okay. Carmen. Is Pinterest in other languages? I really don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure that it is, but I don't know because I don't see any other options to as far as like what country, if the language is actually maybe comes from what country you say you're in, but I really don't know. Be a good question. Let me see if I can find the answer to that and put it in the follow-up email. I will certainly look that up, and I'll put it, try and find the answer to that and put it in the follow-up email. Linda, did you have a question?
Yes, can you print from Pinterest?
Another good question. Print like pictures of, like, say this picture right here, maybe, or just the pictures in general.
Yes,
you can.
Like if I say something to my account, or pin it to my account, and I want to go back in and at image.
Okay, here's what you can do. Let's say I'm looking at this one right here, and I clicked on the 3 dots. It says download image. What I'm thinking is that you can download the image to your computer, then you can go back and print it. Mm-hmm. So, and actually, let's try.
This is an easy low-carb snack idea that.
Sorry, I didn't want. Let's try this one here. Let's try. I'm going to go in and I'm going to say I want to download the image. So if I click download image, I have a computer that actually scans it to make sure that it's a good file. So now I can open it up, and here it is. So, and it opens it up, and I have options in here where I can actually save it, download it, print it, whatever it is that I need to do with it. So I would suggest that that's one way you could do that, by doing this and then saving it. Let's see if this is photos. Not sure. This is a new computer for me. I'm not real familiar with all of the things that it does. Yeah, this opens up my pictures, and I can save it into the pictures here.
Okay.
Let's see. So yes, you can. What you need to do is just actually download the image. And again, you do that by clicking on the 3 dots of the image. download it, and then based on what kind of computer you have and what operating system you're running, you can download it and save it to your computer. And if you go in and maybe you want to go through all of your pins you have and find something that you want to download, you can do the same thing. I believe if you click on it, it should give you more options. Let's see, reported. Not sure how you could go in here to,
Okay.
well, actually, this isn't just an image, this is a video.
Yeah.
So
Thank you,
But-
Cindy.
give that a try. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer for you. I feel like that
No,
was
that's good. Thank you.
it's a start. Any other questions right now, or we're kind of at a standstill? I have a couple of other just little things I could show you. Mostly, I want to make sure that you know how to download the images, the pins that you find, how to create a board to put them in, and then how to go back out and find more images and throw them into boards that you've already created. Keep in mind that anything that you decide to save, once you're on your home feed here, anything you decide to save, if you just click on save it, you could just go around here and say, I want to save this one. It's going to save in your profile. I want to save this one. It's going to save in your profile. I want to save this one. It'll save it in your profile. You can just go through here and easily do this, because if you're looking for something specific, it's sort of the best way I've found to use it is to go through and find the things that I like, save them, and then I can go back into my profile, look at them, and decide if it's look at them further, and then decide what I want to do with them. If I want to categorize them onto one of my boards, or if I want to just delete them, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, or something like that. Okay. One other thing I just want to show quickly, this little arrow right up here next to your profile picture. This is where you can go into settings. I don't play a whole lot with this, but I did want to show it to you. If you click on settings here, you can go in, and this is where you can go back and change your picture. If you want a different picture, you simply click on it and go choose your picture. It opens it all up. And maybe I want to change it to this. So now I've changed my picture to where it's looks like a picture of an inside of a house. This is where you can change that. You can put in your real first name or other first names if you want. Rebecca, this might be where you could try to put in any name that you want to go by. If you want to tell your story, you can talk to it. You know, might want to say something like, you know, I'm a teacher, I teach social studies, whatever. Gives you options for adding pronouns. If you have a website, you can put your website here. Right there. And this is a random name that they assign to you, IXRAU, and then it's got some random numbers after it. That's a random name that gets assigned. And actually my Pinterest board, if I wanted to share something with somebody right here, would actually be how they would find it. view.pinterest.com/IXRAU9977. All righty. So that's your public profile, personal information. You can fill this in if you want to. Account management. This is where you can go in and you can actually convert your account to a business account. It doesn't cost anything to do it. You just click here and it shows you some of the extra tools that you have to work with the website. If you want to deactivate your account or delete it, you can deactivate it where it just hides it all. It's not seen. Down here is where you can totally delete your account if you don't want it. This is where I go in and I'll delete the account that I create when I teach the class. Rebecca, you had a question?
Just a quick one. I think that maybe to get off Google, maybe I deactivate that account.
Give it a try. That might be what it is. I mean, but yeah, I mean, that's, you know, I don't know how long it would take for Google to quit pulling it up that way, but give it a try. That way you wouldn't have to delete it, but deactivating it. You know, I don't really know how Google gets all of this information and where it pulls it from different things, because you can find out anything if you go in and Google your name. Good grief, there's so much information. People can find out where you live. I mean, everything. It's really kind of scary if you stop and think about it. But give that a try. Is that something that just comes up and does, when you Google your name, does it come up with a paragraph of different things? Yeah. You know what? You could also contact Google and tell them, I mean, you know, you could ask them too. I don't know how long it'd take them to respond, but you could give it a try. If you want to go back in and tune your home feed right here, if you decided, let's say those 5 categories we picked to begin with, I don't need to do that. I can go in and turn off any of these that I want, or maybe I want to change them. These are boards here. This shows all the boards that I have. Topics, not sure what that is. Well, these are the topics that I chose from the beginning. Here's where I can remove them. Not sure what profiles is. Oh, this would be if I was following anybody. Okay, so I'm going to go back here to where I was. If I can get back into it, let me do it this way. Go back to the little arrow in the settings. So that was a home feed tuner. Claimed accounts, not really sure what that is. Websites, I guess if you're looking for a website or something, maybe through Pinterest. Social permissions, notifications. If you opt to get notifications from Pinterest, you can see them on where, if the notifications you get, they come through email or a push notification, like on your phone or something, or if you just want to get it on Pinterest, then every time you come into Pinterest, you would have a notification showing up here, a 1, 2, 3, whatever, showing that you actually have some notifications. Privacy and data. Here's some information on privacy. Here you go. Here you are, Rebecca, right here. Hide your profile from search engines. There you go. We found it. Now it may say that you're on Pinterest, but it's not gonna connect them to you. So yeah, there you go. And then right here, security and logins. If you want to set your login options here, different things like that. Okay. All right. I've confused you enough, I believe. Before I take final questions, let me just do a summary wrap up here real quick. Go in and set up your account. Remember that you have to have an account to do anything on Pinterest, okay? Doesn't cost anything, it's free. When you set it up, you'll put in your age, any age you want, as long as you're over 13. Select the 5 topics or so that you want, that you're most interested in. And don't forget, it doesn't mean you can't go out and search for any other topic that you want to take a look at. I go in there all the time and I go to the search section for whatever it is that I'm looking for when I go in. Choose your pins. Save them. When you save them, it'll save them to your profile. Everything will always be in your profile. And then once you get everything in there, all 50 pictures you want or whatever of different topics, go in and create your boards and arrange them accordingly so that it's not so messy. It's much easier to find things that way. And then if you really feel you want to do something new, go out and try and create your own pins. Okay, so that's kind of an overall summary. I want to say thank you for being here and bearing with me through my confusing parts of the class. There's a lot to Pinterest, a lot more than we talked about. This is just a very high